Let me say something that most people in the dating space will never tell you. You are not unattractive. You are not unlucky. You are not cursed with bad timing or the wrong face or the wrong circumstances. The reason you are struggling with attraction, the reason the people you want most seem to pull away the harder you try, is because you have been taught to do everything wrong. And today, using the timeless and brutal wisdom of Machiavelli, we are going to fix that. Machiavelli spent his life studying human nature. What makes people follow? What makes people resist? What makes people want something so badly they cannot sleep? And what he found applies not just to politics and power, but to every single human interaction, including the ones that happen between two people who are drawn to each other. This is not a video about manipulation. This is a video about understanding human psychology so deeply that you stop sabotaging yourself. Because right now, without realizing it, you are the one destroying your own attractiveness. Let's talk about why. The first thing Machiavelli understood about human desire is this: people do not want what is given to them freely. They want what costs them something. They want what requires effort, uncertainty, and pursuit. This is not a modern idea. This is not a dating coach invention. This is one of the oldest and most consistent truths about human psychology that has ever been observed. Think about the last time you really wanted something. Not something handed to you. Something you had to work for. Something that felt uncertain. Something that might slip away if you didn't move correctly. That feeling, that tension, that hunger, is what drives desire. And most people, when they like someone, do the exact opposite of creating that feeling. They make themselves completely available. They respond instantly. They give compliments constantly. They make it crystal clear that they are interested, that they are ready, that the other person has already won, and the attraction evaporates. Not because the person is cruel, not because they are playing games, but because you remove the one ingredient that makes desire possible: uncertainty. Machiavelli wrote that a prince must never make himself too accessible. The moment a ruler is always available, always approachable, always eager, he loses the mystique that commands respect. People begin to take him for granted. They stop valuing his presence because his presence costs them nothing. You are doing this. Every time you double text, every time you cancel your own plans to be available, every time you confess your feelings before the other person has even had a chance to wonder about yours, you are handing yourself over completely, and then wondering why the attraction fades. Here is the hard truth. Attraction is not logic. It does not reward the person who tries hardest. It does not go to the person who is most devoted, most available, most expressive of their feelings. Attraction is primal. It responds to perceived value. And perceived value is built through scarcity, through mystery, through the sense that this person has a life so full and so compelling that your presence in it is a privilege, not a guarantee. So, stop making yourself a guarantee. The second lesson comes from one of Machiavelli's most misunderstood ideas, the concept of strategic withdrawal. He wrote that the most powerful move a ruler can make is sometimes to pull back, to go quiet, to let the other side wonder, because silence used correctly is not weakness. It is one of the most powerful psychological tools available to a human being. Most people in dating are terrified of silence. They fill every gap. They send the follow-up message. They make the joke to relieve tension. They apologize when no apology is needed just to smooth things over. They are so afraid of what silence might mean that they destroy every opportunity silence would have created. Here is what silence actually does. It creates space for the other person to think about you, to wonder, to feel the absence of your energy and realize they miss it. You cannot miss what is constantly in your face. You can only miss what has pulled away. When you go quiet, not as a punishment, Not as a game, but as a genuine expression of someone who has other things going on, other priorities, other dimensions to their life. You create the conditions for real desire to grow. The people who are most attractive are not the ones who are always there. They are the ones whose absence is felt. The third lesson is about neediness. And this one is going to sting because most people do not even realize how much of it they are projecting. Machiavelli was ruthless about this. He said that nothing destroys a ruler's power faster than desperation. The moment others sense that you need their approval, their validation, their presence to feel okay, you have handed them complete control over you. And people, consciously or not, lose respect for what they can control completely. Neediness in dating looks like this: checking your phone every 5 minutes after sending a message, changing your behavior based on how they seem to be feeling that day, shrinking yourself to avoid conflict, saying yes when you mean no, because you are afraid they will lose interest, bringing up the relationship before it has naturally arrived there because the uncertainty is unbearable to you. All of these behaviors broadcast one message: I need you to feel okay about myself. And that message, more than anything else, kills attraction. The most attractive version of you is the version that genuinely does not need any specific outcome from any specific person. Not performing indifference. Not pretending not to care. Actually having a life so rich, so purposeful, so full of direction, that any romantic interest is an addition to something already great. Not a rescue from something empty. That is the energy people cannot resist. Not because it is strategic, because it is real. The fourth lesson is one Machiavelli would have considered the foundation of all power. Know your own value and never negotiate it downward. He wrote that a prince who constantly seeks to please, who bends to every demand, who softens every position to avoid conflict, is a prince who will be consumed. Because the world does not reward the accommodating. It rewards the self-possessed. In dating, this means the following. Stop auditioning. Stop trying to figure out what this person wants and then becoming that. Stop shrinking your opinions, your standards, your personality to fit into what you think they are looking for. The person you are trying to attract is not looking for a mirror. They are looking for someone real, someone with edges, someone whose approval is not automatic, someone who, if pushed, will push back, someone who has standards they will not lower regardless of how attractive the other person is. That quality, and that unshakable sense of self, is what separates the people who are perpetually chased from the people who are perpetually chasing. And it cannot be faked. It has to be built. Through knowing who you are, what you stand for, and refusing to compromise that for the temporary comfort of someone's approval. The fifth and final lesson is perhaps the most powerful of all, and it is the one most people are most resistant to. Hearing Machiavelli said that the greatest strategist is not the one who reacts. It is the one who chooses, who decides deliberately, from a position of clarity, what they want and how they will pursue it, who is never moved by emotion alone, who never acts from panic, from fear of loss, from the desperate need to close a gap. Most people in dating are entirely reactive. They take their emotional temperature based on the last text they received. They make decisions based on anxiety rather than intention. They chase when they should hold. They hold when they should move. They confess when they should stay mysterious. They go quiet when they should be present. The attractive person, the truly magnetic person, operates from choice, not reaction. They decide how they want to show up. They decide what pace they want to set. They decide when they are ready to go deeper and when they want to pull back. Not based on what the other person is doing, based on what they actually want. That kind of self-possession is rare. In a world full of people anxiously refreshing their messages and reading into every word, The person who moves through dating with genuine calm and genuine intention stands out like a light in a dark room. Machiavelli's final truth about desire is this: you cannot manufacture attraction in someone else, but you can become someone so grounded, so full, so genuinely self-possessed that attraction becomes the natural and inevitable response to your presence. Stop chasing. Build something worth chasing you back. Focus on breathing slowly every day. Keep your head held up high and be comfortable with losing what is not meant for you. It will not hurt as much as you think it will. Your mind is scaring you because it is afraid of change. Afraid to see the new you. Afraid to see something unfamiliar. But when slowly make it understand that this is the new reality, this is the new you, it won't argue with the new king. That is the King's Codex. See you in the next one.